Hi, and welcome to a tutorial on the Dreamcatcher take and make at the Siuslaw Library. So the first thing we're going to do is take your old CD, take the black yarn, and then we're just going to tie a double knot to get this started. And we want to make that pretty tight so it holds nice and steady. Put the knot kind of at the center of the CD. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start looping the black yarn around. And then we're going to do this so that we have 17 of these loops around the CD. And then again, you can see I'm just going through the center of the CD and then back around the outside of the CD. And then we're going to do that 17 times. Okay, so once you have the looping done, you're going to tie off the end. I tie it off to the little bit of yarn that's left from the initial double knot, and we'll just tie that into a double knot as well. Make sure that that's nice and secure. And then you want to make sure you kind of even out the weave here. And you want to make sure when you're doing it that you kind of get these nice and tight so that they don't fall off. And then the next thing you're going to do is take one of the strings of yarn, and then you're just going to start it going under one of the weaves of the black yarn that we did. And then you're going to go under one, over the next, under the next, over the next. And so you're just going to create that pattern of over and then under and then over and then under. And you're just going to keep going around and around. And then you're going to kind of pull initially that first piece of yarn all the way through till there's a little bit of a tail hanging out. And then you're going to continue the pattern of going under and then over. Okay, when you finish that first color, you can leave a little bit of a tail hanging out there, and then with the next color that you pick, you're just going to resume doing what you had been doing, which is the over-under pattern right next to the previous color. In my case, that's green. And then again, like we did with the green, you're just leaving a little tail at the start, and then continuing that over-under pattern. Okay, so once you have your Dreamcatcher set the way you want it to, you'll have kind of these tail ends of the yarn. You can either just trim those off, or you can kind of tuck in the tails a little bit in with the other overlapping yarn patterns. With the tail end of the last thread of yarn that you used, you can also just kind of tuck that in so it's out of the way. Just kind of going underneath the last couple of rows there. And then you can take one of your final short strings, loop that through, and you can do either both of the short strings or just one, whatever your vision is for the final design. And then kind of just make those, once you loop it through, just make them even. You can add the beads. I kind of fold the yarn over, make it easier to push through the bead, thread the bead. And then once you have the beads the way you want them to, you can add the feather. I kind of go just up through the beads. If you have glue, you can glue that, and that'll make it a little bit more sturdy. If you don't, you can kind of wrap that thread around the bottom of the feather. And then you can just kind of tie it off at the top. Get it to how you want it. And you can do that to both ends. So hopefully you will enjoy and create some very awesome designs with your Dreamcatcher. And let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.